Hello, I'm going to show you how to make a digital Title I compact, and it's really pretty easy. The result will be that the parent will receive an email from a nondescript email address, and that email will have an attached completed Title I compact in PDF form. You'll also have a spreadsheet that will have that same all of the same PDFs in there, one for each student. You'll be able to sort in that spreadsheet, so you'll be able to identify which students have completed this, which parents have completed this, which have not. So let's get started. First thing you're going to do is you're going to make a copy of both of these items right here. Once you copy them, and this is important, put them in a Google folder. One Google folder, title it 2020-2021 Title I compacts, because you want everything to go into this folder. First, let's take a look at this form. As you can see, all this is a Title I compact. However, it has just a little bit of information here that's going to help Autocrat run and populate the parent name and populate the student name. Also, we're going to take a look at the form itself. This is just a Google form. And in this Google form, all we're doing here is we've just got the same information that is provided in a paper copy of the compact. We've got the district name, Title I compact at the top. This little disclaimer here that they can always have a paper copy if they so choose. However, if your district's like ours, more and more parents have internet access, and we're even working to provide parents with internet access if they don't have that. The first thing right here is email address. This captures a valid email address. And to do that, what you're going to do is you're going to go to settings, and you want to make sure these items are clicked. Collect email address. And I like to give them the option to get a receipt. However, that's really not completely necessary because they're going to get an email anyway. Click Save, and then what you're going to do on this first section, you're just going to put the content of your compact. And all this is right here is this is a title and description right there. So that's not even a question. That's just information. Next, what you've got is, and this is required, as you can see, parent name, and the parents agreeing to these conditions here. For students, same thing. You may need to change these if your compact's a little bit different than ours. But the student is agreeing to these conditions. This is a required question, and Google automatically makes this a short answer text. We also are affirming our teacher's agreement and our principal's agreement. And then they're going to enter the student's first name and the student's last name in two separate responses. That way you'll be able to sort it later. They'll indicate the student grade. This is also handy when you're trying to identify which parents and students have responded and which have not. And they will indicate the school. So you really won't have much editing to do on this. It's really already laid out for you. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to go to responses, and what we want to do is we want to create a spreadsheet, and this spreadsheet will capture all of the responses. Create a new spreadsheet, and if you create a new spreadsheet, it should go to the same folder that you're already in. Create that spreadsheet, and the spreadsheet opens up. Now, if you haven't added Autocrat, you need to do so before you proceed. So just search Google add-ons Autocrat, and it should come up. So I'm going to go to add-ons, Autocrat, and launch. I'm going to click on New Job. Job name, we'll call this Title 1 Compact 20 to 21. Click Next. Or it's going to say Choose Template. And we're going to go from Drive. And we're going to choose the template that we just looked at. Title 1 Compact Autocrat. And I name it Autocrat so I'll know that which form I'm looking at there. So that's been selected. Next. Now, this right here, it's saying map source data to template. If you recall, in that Google Doc, we had these symbols right here on each side of parent name, and Autocrat has recognized that. It has recognized that. So what it's going to do, it's going to find parent name here and populate it in that doc. Same with student name. All right, now we're going to figure out how we're going to name this file, and we're going to use those same symbols because that's going to make it easier for you to find. If you're doing this just for your district, which I think is probably the easiest way to do it, I would say we're going to go building name, and then we're also going to add grade level next. So I'm going to type the word grade because they're just putting in kindergarten first. So I'm going to just type grade, and then I'm going to add this right here, student grade, and it should capture. By doing that, it's going to capture my building name, student school. So I got to change that actually, student grade, and then any other information you want. Now it's important you type this exactly how it is. This is typed exactly the same way. All right, next we want to select the type of file. We're going to go PDF. Output mode, I really don't know, so I just leave that alone. Seems like I've gotten in trouble when I tried to do something else. Choose destination folder right here. We're going to use that same folder we've been using for everything else. It's already selected. So next, add dynamic folder reference. I've had difficulty with that in the past, so I'm not going to try. Set merge condition. We're going to skip that for now. Share doc, yes. Share docs and send emails. Allow collaborators to reshare, always say yes. Send from a generic no reply address, I always say yes. And now what you're going to do is you are going to create your email. Now, this part is what's really important is to. And as you can see, we've got a field up here, email address. So what we'll do is we're going to create those symbols, email address, and it should be delivered to that person. Now, let's suppose you want to receive every form that's completed. Then you could put your email address in there, and you'll get every one of them. So we're not using those symbols to identify anything in here. We're just typing exactly what we want. I don't want to get all of them. I've got the spreadsheet. That's all I need. So I'm not putting that in there. However, you're more than welcome to do so. Type in the subject. I'm just including Title 1 Compact. And then I'll type my message. And in my message, what I'll say is I'll use the parent's name. I'm going to keep this pretty short for the sake of the video. And you can add in here any of these fields. Go next, run on form trigger, yes. Always get this message, and so click yes to enable, and you'll wait. It makes me think that I messed something up earlier, and maybe I did, but it always seems to work well. Okay, now add, remove job triggers. We leave this right here. Run on form trigger, yes. Run on time trigger, I always say no. Click save. And we should be good to go. Close this. Now let's test it. Let's see if it worked. I'm going to grab the link of this actual form, and we will do a submission to see if this worked for us, guys. We want to make sure all of these fields are required. We got a second grader. We'll say Pinewood Elementary, and I'm going to say I want a copy of those responses. Now, sometimes it may take just a moment to get the response. It typically populates here pretty quickly. All right, so this populated quickly, and that right there is a good sign whenever you see those links pop up. So we probably should have our email. All right, here's the email I received. As you can see, it included my name because that's the name I typed in there. Everything seems to work. All right, that's how you do it. I hope this is helpful to you. And everyone have a great day. And I hope everyone has an excellent year. And I'm glad that our Arkansas students are going to be back in our schools and back in the care of our dedicated educators. Y'all have a great day.